Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a video that I never in a million years think that I'd be doing, let alone have. By the title of this video, you guys can tell that today I will be doing a video talking about my experience with coronavirus or COVID. My husband and I, Isaac and I, got tested, or we tested positive for the coronavirus. So we did have it. I don't really know like when it officially goes away, but we do or did, I don't know, we did have it. It is fresh. Today is day 1 of week 3 since we first had our symptoms, so it's still kind of fresh for us. But today I kind of want to talk about our experience with it, our symptoms, how we felt physically, how we felt emotionally, and what we did and what we took to kind of help. Before I do start, I do want to say that I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. I cannot tell you how to get rid of the coronavirus. I can tell you what we did. We definitely know that God helped us a lot. So besides anything, we know that God kept us safe. But yeah, I am going to be talking about kind of what we did and our experience and our symptoms. So yeah, definitely wanted to say that before I start, that I am not a medical professional. So don't watch this hoping you guys will have some like recipe or remedy on how to get rid of this. This was just our experience, so I definitely wanted to share that with you guys today. Isaac is working outside, so if you hear noises, that's just Isaac. Clearly he's way better if he's working on he's doing something, so clearly he's way better. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start with a little bit of our history, like our health history. I am 25 years old. I've never had any medical complications. I've never had any health issues. I'm very thankful for that. The only thing that's like really bad for me is my cramps. I get really bad cramps. Never to a point where I have to go to the hospital, but I do, get really bad cramps. And I also have, like, if I eat too much spice or like acidic things, then my stomach hurts, but I think that's kind of normal. For my husband, he is 23. I am older than him. He's 23 and he does have asthma. Most of the story, actually, we thought it was his asthma, because he's, asthma is like his lungs and breathing and like wheezing and stuff. And one of the symptoms for COVID is like difficulty breathing. So we definitely got a little confused there, but he does struggle with asthma. He's had it his whole life. Usually his asthmatic symptoms happen during like fall and winter is when it's kind of gets bad for him. But because of we're literally spring summer right now, and we just thought it was a really bad, like, just his asthma acting up, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, so that is our health history. We're not the healthiest. We don't eat super healthy. We don't exercise often, or ever really. But yeah, so before I start, that's kind of our health history. I know in the beginning a lot of people were saying that young people can't get it or healthy people can't get it, but clearly we got it. So clearly it doesn't discriminate with age. But I do have my iPad here. I have some notes that I kind of want to like touch on. So if you guys see me looking down, I'm looking at my iPad. So yeah, so that's kind of our health history. So now that I kind of talked about our health, clearly anybody could get it. So we honestly just have no idea where we got it. We did wear masks anytime we went to like a grocery store or Target. We didn't really go to Walmart much, but if we ever went to like a store, a public store, we always had our masks on. We always had, we were always practicing social distancing. We never like went into a store without a mask. Anytime we went back to the car, we always had hand sanitizer. And even like we would go to Chick-fil-A a lot and In-N-Out a lot, so even then before we ate, we would always use some hand sanitizer. I actually have my hand sanitizer right here. For some reason they smell different, but that's just a whole different topic. I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, so anytime we went into any store, any like in the car, drive through, we would always use our hand sanitizer, and we always had masks on. Like I said, we never went anywhere, practiced social distancing. But honestly, the only places we would go without a mask would be like our parents' house, my brother's house, church. But at our church, it's a very small church. During COVID, it never went over 8 people. Honestly, it was max, I think, like once or twice. It was like 10 people, but it was always at least 6 to 8 people. And I'm in the media team, or I am the media team. I'm by myself, kind of. And I'm literally in the back of the church by myself. It's just me back there. And then Isaac is in the praise and worship team, so he's like on the altar. And it's a team up there, but he's kind of like on the end, and he's by himself. So we were pretty much by ourselves half of the time at church. And then the seats at our church, it's like one chair's there, one is missing, one is there, one is missing. So there's definitely spaces between the chairs, so no one is sitting like side by side. So those are the only places we ever went without a mask. We were still really cautious when we were with everybody, but those were the locations that we went to without a mask. But nobody in our family or at those locations have tested positive, so we don't believe that we got it there. We just have no idea where we got it. We don't know where, if it was at a store, we don't know if it was at Isaac's job, we don't know if it was at a fast food restaurant. We just have no idea, because I'm still at home, so I'm not going to work yet. Isaac is going to work, but he's been going to work, so we just have no idea where we got it. So that's pretty much our story of where we got it, is we don't know where we got it. The next thing I want to talk about is our symptoms. Isaac and I got symptoms on different days. Isaac got them first, so I'll talk about his symptoms and then I'll talk about my symptoms. Like I said earlier, Isaac has asthma, and he's always had asthma, so his symptoms were definitely similar to asthmatic symptoms. And in the beginning, we definitely thought it was his asthma. His breathing at night was definitely different when he was sleeping, and it was scary for me, but we definitely thought it was his asthma. We did not think it was coronavirus at all. And then on Saturday, again, his symptoms were only at night. For some reason, Isaac was only getting symptoms at night. During the day, he was completely fine, but at night he was getting symptoms, his fever and stuff. So Isaac, his symptoms were he was having a hard time breathing, he got fevers, he lost his sense of like taste and smell, and I think he was having like chest pains, like he was having some kind of like chest pain. Those were his symptoms. My first symptom was a sore throat. After that, it was a fever. I got a fever, I got chills, I was really cold, and then I got really like sweaty, and then I also lost my sense of smell and taste. And then I had a really bad headache. Isaac didn't have headaches, but I did. I don't know if that's really considered a symptom. And then 2 days I had diarrhea anytime I would eat. Only when I would eat anything, I felt like I had to go right away. But that was it for me. So he had his symptoms first, and then I had my symptoms after he did. Right now I'm just saying the symptoms. Later I'll go into the timeline of everything. But yeah, those were our symptoms. Before that, we didn't have anything. Oh, and I had a cough. I also had a cough. And I think that's it. Yeah. What we took to help us like get better, or what we took during the time, we drank a lot of teas. We took some like vitamin C's and vitamin D's to help. We took, what else? Oh, one of my best friend gave us like a remedy. I'll give that recipe in a little bit. We took that tea. We also took some aspirin. We were drinking a lot of water, you guys. Like, I don't think we've ever drank so much water in 2 weeks in my life. And our nightstand had so many water bottles. Like, I've never had so many water bottles on my nightstand before, but we drank a lot of water. We drank Gatorade. I'm trying to think what else we drank or what else we took. Oh, Tylenol. After I went to urgent care, the doctor prescribed me with Tylenol and a cough medicine. So we took that, and aspirins. I took some aspirins with like later on after we felt a lot better. But that's pretty much all we took. For the timeline of when we got it, Isaac's first symptom was June 12th. No, yeah, June 12th, a Friday. And then he got tested on Sunday, June 14th. So, and then we found out he was positive Monday, June 15th. So he literally found out really quick, and we're so thankful he found out really quick because we actually saw both of our families on Friday for a graduation party and Saturday for my grandpa's 71st birthday party. So literally at both places, a lot, like our immediate family was there, and then like our aunts and uncles and cousins were there. So we definitely saw a lot of people. To be honest, at that point, I think we already had it. Obviously, we didn't know we had it because we would never do that. I think that's so selfish, knowing you have it and going like out to the store, going to parties or seeing people and knowing you have it and like seeing them. I think that's very selfish, but at this point we had no idea. Like I said, Isaac got tested on Sunday after we saw everybody. So we had no idea, but I believe we might have had it. Thank God. We are so thankful that all of our family that got tested and everybody that didn't get tested, nobody has showed symptoms. Everybody came back negative. So we're so thankful for that. We were not contagious, and that's actually something we prayed. We prayed specifically that even though we tested positive, that like may we not be contagious and that our family may be immune to this disease. So that is just a prayer we had. But yeah, so Isaac's first symptom was Friday. Again, we thought it was his asthma. We didn't think it was COVID, but what we thought were asthmatic symptoms were getting worse. So I ended up taking him to urgent care on Sunday, and he ended up getting like asthma treatment. He ended up getting an x-ray. They gave him some steroids, or like it's like for his asthma to help him, and they ended up saying that he needed to get tested for COVID as a precaution. And on Monday, the next day, we got the call that he was positive. So that's how we found out Isaac had it, and that's how we even thought about getting tested. Like, we weren't already sick, like feverish when we got tested. We only got tested because we thought Isaac's asthma was acting up. And then he got Actually, I lied. He did have a fever Friday and Saturday night. And but we just didn't think it like COVID, like that. Just, I don't know, because we didn't know anybody. We didn't really think like this could be COVID. We just thought it was like a really bad asthma attack, or it was this asthma. So when they called us back and said he was positive, then we kind of freaked out because like I said, we had just seen all of our family Friday and Saturday, and we got the call that Isaac was positive. So we definitely freaked out about the fact that we had just seen everybody. We didn't really, honestly, like, to be honest, once we got Isaac's positive results, at no point did we feel or did we fear death, or we weren't like scared of death. We didn't think like, oh, he's gonna die. We didn't think like, at no point did we fear death, and we're so thankful for that, because that wasn't something we were worried about. And we knew like, okay, Isaac has asthma, Isaac got tested positive, like this is very serious and very dangerous, but we had faith that we would be okay, and that Isaac, at that point we only knew Isaac had it, and we believe like Isaac will be okay, he's fine. Like, there was no fear in our hearts. We were just fearful about what if we gave it to someone else that we saw this weekend or the past weekend. So that's what we were scared for. after we called everybody, you know, I ended up calling my parents. My parents called all my aunts and my uncles, which I was so thankful for, because honestly, if I had to call everybody, I'd probably start crying like a lot, because I called one of my cousins because Isaac was holding the baby. So I called him and I said, hey, Isaac tested positive, and I did like cry with him. So if I would have had to call all my family, I would have bawled for sure. So I was very thankful that my dad kind of took care of that for me and had just called everybody and said, hey, if you want to get tested, just get tested. I also ended up texting a couple people, but I just said as a precaution, like, if you want to get tested, you guys probably should go get tested. Isaac got positive, and just pray for us, pretty much. Thank God that our family are all of our family on both sides, Isaac's side and my sides, and like with my parents and his parents and both of his parents, like on his mom's side and his dad's side, we had people praying for us, so we were very thankful for that. We know that we only had this experience because of God's grace for us and God's love towards us and God's protection, and like we definitely believe that that is the only reason why it was not as bad for us. We're very thankful. But yeah, so that was that. And after we called everybody, like I said, I know Isaac kind of freaked out a little bit. I definitely freaked out because we saw babies, you guys. Like, we saw one of Isaac's cousins that was pregnant. We saw babies that were like 2-3 months, like a month actually. From a month, okay, we saw someone that was pregnant. Then we saw a baby or babies from a month up to, they're not really babies, but up to like 6 years old or 5 years old. And then we saw cousins, and we saw my aunts and my uncles. We saw a family with diabetes. We saw my grandparents that are older, obviously. So we definitely saw like people from like every age range. So I freaked out about that, because I'm like, what if my grandparents have it? And like, it was my grandpa's birthday, so we took pictures with my grandpa. Like, we were with the babies. Isaac was holding babies. I was holding babies. Like it just freaked us out, the thought of like, what if we gave it to one of them? So because of that, I think I like increased my symptoms, or I not increased, but I like made them happen quicker. Like, I don't know, because on Sunday I had a sore throat, but I thought it was just because I was walking around the house without shoes, because I never did that. On Saturday I was walking around the house, Saturday morning I was walking around the house without shoes. So Sunday when I got a sore throat, I just thought it was because of that. Now I realize that was probably the first symptom. And then Monday night, after we called everybody and I started freaking out, I started getting fevers. Or I got a fever. I was super cold, like just chills. I had a really bad headache. Like, that's when, but it honestly started after we found out Isaac was positive, and after we started freaking out that like we have to call everybody, and like, you know, just the freak out of like the initial like he's positive, we just saw everybody. So around 10 o'clock, we found out at around like 8 p.m. And at 10 o'clock is when I started getting feverish. I started getting really cold. So I definitely think because I freaked out. I know I've said that like a trillion times, but I definitely feel like if you worry, it could definitely get worse. So that's why I'm saying like just try to stay positive and just try not to give it too much like power or worry, because I mean, for me it definitely happened. And I'm sure if you like progressively are worrying about it, it could get worse. So that was my first symptom. And then for Isaac, his symptoms, or his fever, I guess his fever really only lasted Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then that's it. Like, it was just those 4 days. For me, my fever lasted Monday was the first day I got a fever. Tuesday, Wednesday, that's it. I ended up getting tested on Tuesday, and that day the doctor gave me or prescribed me the Tylenol and the cough medicine. So on Wednesday, the Tylenol helped me so much, you guys. Like, honestly, it helped me so much, the Tylenol. I didn't have a crazy fever. We didn't have a thermometer to check our fever, but just by like feeling our body and like our like just, you know, feeling our body, we could tell that we had a fever. We never really knew what the fever was at because we didn't have one. But yeah, so after we got the Tylenol, my fever went away. So by Thursday, my fever was gone. On Thursday, I did not take any Tylenol. I did not have a fever. But for me, like I said, Isaac's symptoms or Isaac's fever really was only at night. During the day, he was fine. For me, my symptom or my fever was maybe from like 7 o'clock. Tuesday, because on Monday it started around 10, but on Tuesday and Wednesday it was from like 7 p.m. to like 11 a.m. So it wasn't the full day, but it was definitely like longer than Isaac's, because Isaac would only like, he would go lay down for bed and then he would start getting feverish. So for me it was definitely a little bit longer, but by Thursday everything was completely gone. Then we both only had a loss of taste and smell. Isaac had some chest pain, but his inhaler would help him with his breathing and his chest pain. For me, I only had a headache and a cough. So that was it. Oh, actually I lied. Wednesday and Thursday I had the diarrhea. Was it Wednesday and Thursday? Yeah, I had diarrhea, but sorry. It was, like I said, it was only when I was eating. So that was something. Another thing that I don't know if it's considered a symptom, I don't even know if it is a symptom, but we weren't hungry. Like, we didn't really have an appetite. We only ate because we knew we had to eat. Like, it wasn't because we were hungry or anything. So I don't know if that's a symptom, like loss of appetite or like no appetite. I don't know, but that did happen to us. So that was week 1. So by Friday, when Isaac had his first symptom, to the following Friday, so an exact week, Isaac had already felt so much better. His breathing wasn't 100%, but there was no fever, there was no chills, there was no body ache. So yeah, so that was week 1. Week 2, which was last week, we definitely felt so much better. Like, we could walk around, we could do stuff, we could the first week we really just took it really easy. Like, we didn't worry about like having to clean the house, we didn't worry about like doing the bed, we didn't worry about like washing our clothes, we didn't worry about, like, honestly, if we woke up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that was fine. Like, we didn't try to wake up like 8 a.m. every day. Like, no, we were definitely resting, we were definitely just taking it easy. We would go from our bed to the couch, and then to our bed, and then back to our bed, and then back to the couch, and then we would come sit in the living room, in the kitchen, and then we'd go back to our couch. Like, we just definitely took it very easy. And because in our house it's just Isaac and I, like, I didn't worry about like, I have to go around and clean everything, I have to go around and disinfect everything. Like, we were definitely like just relaxing and just chilling and just taking it easy. Week 2 is when I kind of started like wiping things down and just like cleaning more, because we did feel so much better by week 2. So by week 2, we didn't have, our symptoms for week 2 were just loss of smell and taste. Isaac still couldn't like breathe 100%. He said like at an 80%. Which is already so much better. For me, I still had a cough week 2, my headache was gone, and then I think that's it. So by week 2, we were definitely like moving so much more. Isaac, week 2, he did try to run from, like, I don't know why he ran, like, it wasn't like doing it on purpose, he just kind of ran. I think he just came to see what I was doing, I don't know, but point is that he ran from our room to the living room, and you guys, that's honestly like 10 steps, but he like ran, and he felt out of breath. So definitely his breathing wasn't 100% like complete by then. He was like so out of breath, it seemed like he had just ran like a mile. So his breathing definitely was not 100% back yet, but he did feel better, like enough to just, be moving. And then for me, week 2, I think it was the same thing. Like, both of us just, we're better, we're moving, we're able to do stuff. Today is technically Monday. I'm filming this on Monday. You guys are seeing this on Monday night. But we feel so much better. Isaac got the clear by his doctor to go back to work. So what they said, I guess, I don't know if this is like every doctor, because we talked to Isaac, had like phone appointments and virtual appointments twice, and both doctors kind of like said different things. So we don't know, but the doctor that cleared him said that as long as he is off medication for 4 days and he doesn't have any symptoms, he's not coughing, he doesn't have a fever, he doesn't have chills, he doesn't have like just like the main big symptoms for 4 days straight, he should be good. So on Thursday is when he had to start. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, so it's 5 days technically, or yeah, his 4 days. So on Thursday is when we started like tracking. Okay, do you have any symptoms? No. Okay, Thursday you're good. Friday, do you have any symptoms? No. Okay, you're good. So it was 4 days, and that's how we know. But definitely, if you have COVID, definitely call your doctor and just see what they say for you. If you, maybe your situation is a little bit different, but for us, that's what they told us. I'm still not working, so I'm still at home, obviously. But yeah, that's pretty much what they told us for going back to work. Honestly, I told Isaac, like, we don't know when it'll be safe to really go back out in public. People have been bringing things to us and dropping things off. We're very thankful for anybody that did that. But Isaac is home now. It's 3 o'clock right now or something, 4 o'clock, I don't know. But Isaac is home now, and he said that his coworkers were very like chill about it. He said that they just had a lot of questions for him, which is like obvious. I would have questions too, but he didn't have to like, he could still be in the lunchroom with him. Obviously he was like social distancing, but he like, they didn't like ban him, or they didn't like, you have to go to a separate room, because we were kind of joking about that, like, because he works outside, like he's a laborer, so he works outside and he's with like a bunch of guys. But he said that they were like joking with him, but they weren't really like stay away from me. So that makes me happy, because I was worried like he was gonna have to eat by himself in the car, which makes me sad. Like, just thinking about it, I wanted to cry when we were talking about it. But he said that they were really chill. They just had questions. Obviously he had to wear a mask. At some point he was by himself, but other points he was with other people. So obviously we're still keeping our distance. But yeah, like, we were just talking, we said like, at what point do we know like it's okay to go somewhere without a mask? Like, can we go to our parents like without a mask? Like, is it safe? Like, do we still have like contagious little like, I don't know, like, are we still contagious really? So we don't know at what point we could do all of that. But yeah, so that's pretty much all of our symptoms. Like, I know we are very like, we had it easy, we had it good. For us it was very easy. We didn't have crazy symptoms. I know people have lost loved ones to COVID, and if you have, again, I'm so sorry. But our experience was so different. Like, it definitely was nothing like the news is making it seem. At one point I did feel like it wasn't getting hard to breathe, it was getting like, my coughing was just getting so bad that it was making my chest hurt, and that was kind of bugging. But it wasn't like, at no point did I feel like I couldn't breathe. I saw a video on Facebook of a lady that documented her whole experience with COVID, and she did end up passing away, but she like videoed everything or vlogged everything. I don't think she considered a vlog, but she pretty much vlogged everything, and you could see how she was breathing, like she was out of breath a little bit, and then it just like, she couldn't even she couldn't talk, you guys. And for us, that was never our experience. And if you do experience things like that, obviously call your doctor. For us, we never felt like we were gonna die. We never felt like this is getting too serious, we can't handle it, and we're very thankful for that. But like I said, our experience was just so easy, so just easy. And we know, like, there's no doubt in our mind that God just definitely protected us through this. We had so many people praying for us, and we know that, and we're so thankful for that. So thank you to all of our family and our cousins and our aunts and everybody that messaged my husband and I, because we definitely felt the love during this time. We definitely appreciated all the texts and everybody offering to bring us stuff. We didn't really ask many people. I think there was like a couple people we did ask if they could bring us some things, but for us, prayers were more important than like bringing us anything. So thank you to everybody who prayed. Thank you for everybody who offered to bring things. Thank you to everybody who did bring things. Yeah, so we were just very thankful. We're very, 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 like, we're just thankful, like, for everything. But if you have the COVID, or if you have coronavirus or COVID-19, I encourage you to stay positive. When we went to see doctors, when I went to urgent care, when Isaac went to urgent care, or when he called, he never went to urgent care knowing he had COVID, but I did. I actually got my results really late. I got tested on Tuesday, and I didn't get my results until the following Monday, which sucked because the lady was calling us super early in the morning and we were still sleeping. Well, not early, she would call like at 8. But she never left like callback numbers, and I ended up just calling Kaiser, and I said like, hey, I can't, she doesn't leave like callback numbers or anything, can you just tell me if I have it or not? But when we talked to nurses, when I went to urgent care, when I got tested, when Isaac had his virtual like consultations or his phone consultation or like appointment, all the doctors just said, try to stay positive, try to not think about it too much, try not to like give it too much like power, really. And I definitely agree with that, because when we found out, like I said, when we found out Isaac was positive, I freaked out and I started showing symptoms right away. So I think I definitely like accelerated the process of my symptoms, I don't know. But yeah, so just try to stay positive if you do have COVID. If you have it, obviously listen to your body. Don't like try to force yourself to be okay. If you're like really feeling that you can't breathe or something, definitely call a doctor. Again, I'm not a medical professional, but just try to listen to your body, try to encourage yourself, try to like speak life to yourself. Try to get distracted, maybe find a good show, find a hobby. What else did we do? We just try to get distracted, because honestly, we were at home for 2 weeks straight. Like, also surprisingly, we only got in one fight. It wasn't even a fight, it was like more like we were both sad and we were both snapping at each other, but it was because of Father's Day. Like, we realized that we were going to be in quarantine for Father's Day, so we kind of just started snapping at each other. I think that was the worst thing of everything. Like, we at no point did we feel like we were dying, so our fever situation was fine. For me, the worst thing was seeing our family like through windows, seeing my parents with masks and Isaac's parents with masks around, not us because obviously we weren't close with them, but like dropping things off, seeing my grandma through a window, seeing my cousin through a window, like seeing my best, I think I was sleeping when my best friend came, but just everybody, seeing everybody through a window and having to spend Father's Day. This was my first Father's Day in 25 years, you guys, that I was not with my dad. And actually, I think that was like the worst moment for me, that I couldn't spend Father's Day, or if it would have been Mother's Day, I would have, like, whatever, like in this case it was Father's Day. But it was like really sad for me because I couldn't spend time with my dad. And like, I know, like, I appreciate my dad every day, but you know, it's special on Father's Day, like it's specifically a day for him. So I was really sad. We did see Isaac's dad, they came to have lunch, but they sat outside and we were inside the house, so Isaac got to see his dad, but I was really sad, and I kind of like snapped. We both kind of snapped at each other before, I think it was on Friday, when we realized like, wait, Father's Day's on Sunday, we're not gonna see our parents. Like, we both kind of snapped. But other than that, Isaac and I were very like, we didn't have an argument besides that one time, so we were very thankful. We appreciated our time together. Today when Isaac went back to work, I was really sad because I'm like, where is he? Like, I was so used to him. He was with me for legit 2 weeks, so I was really sad. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know, if I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you guys might want to know. If you guys have any other questions, I'm looking at my iPad, okay? If you guys have any other questions, definitely leave it down below and I'll try to answer them. Now I'm just kind of rambling, but let me find the questions that I asked on my Instagram so I can answer those. A couple of the questions are similar. Again, like I said, I've done this 3 times, so I kind of already saw the questions. The first one was, what were your symptoms? My symptoms were definitely, I know I've said this already on here, but we lost our taste of smell and taste, cough, a fever. I got diarrhea a couple days, but only when I ate. I don't know if that's really considered diarrhea, like COVID diarrhea. I don't know. And then I got a really bad headache. So those were my symptoms. Someone asked if we got chest pain. If so, where? I only got it because of coughing. I think Isaac had it, but it might have been like his asthma, because they still ended up giving Isaac asthma treatments, and that helped him a lot. So that's what Isaac took, really. Someone else asked if it's different than the cold or the flu. For us, it definitely was similar to a cold and flu, but that was just our situation. I know people have had it so much worse, so for them it's probably not like a cold and flu. But yeah, for us it definitely was like a cold and flu. How bearable was it for you? Wish you guys both speedy recovery. For us, I think we definitely had a speedy recovery, but bearable, and how bearable was it? It was definitely very bearable. Tylenol fixed it, so, or helped, not fixed it, but helped. So I think that kind of says a lot about how not serious we had it. Someone else, what did we take to get better? Definitely a lot of teas. We're drinking tea at night and in the morning every day. Sorry, my phone's gonna die. So yeah, so that's what we did. Lots of teas, vitamin C and D. We took Tylenol, we took our cough medicine. I've been taking some cough drops, but the cough drops now is just kind of like the end of it. I haven't coughed at all filming this video, so I definitely got better. We took some aspirin. We took that tea that my best friend gave us. But yeah, a couple people said that they lost people. I'm so sorry. I just can't imagine losing someone during this time, especially like not being able to say your last goodbyes. That would be very hard on me. Someone asked if we practiced social distancing or if we stayed indoors. Like I said earlier, we did go to the grocery stores, but never without a mask. We did use hand sanitizer all the time. We did wash our hands all the time. We did practice social distancing. Like I said, we didn't go to parties besides the graduation and my grandpa's. Oh, and my niece or my goddaughter's third birthday that you guys saw a vlog on. But other than that, like, we didn't do anything, and I don't think I got at that birthday party either, because that was in May, and we're literally like mid-June, and that was like early May. So yeah, we just have no idea where we would have got this from. But yeah, so I don't know. That's pretty much, a lot of these are the same, like symptoms. Was it painful? Was it like a flu? Did it hurt our chest? What did we take? Like, a lot of them are the same. So that's pretty much it for the questions we got on my Instagram. But I think I'm just gonna end this here. If you guys have any questions, a lot of people have actually been DMing me on Instagram, so if you guys have any questions, you guys can DM me. I'll leave my information here. That's pretty much it for my video today. I know this was a different one, and I know it's probably a long one, but it's better than my first one that was an hour and 40 minutes long. So so yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys liked it. Don't be shy to ask questions. I can try my best, but again, I believe we definitely had it very easy. But yeah, so you guys can leave questions down below. You guys can DM me. You guys can I can make a different video to get more into detail, but I don't think it's very necessary because it's gonna be very long. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video on Wednesday, which I think is gonna be a vlog of like finally cleaning everything up. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.